The S1 Pro knee pad is built to last and perform, blending highly durable fabrics and materials into an innovative design with exceptional craftsmanship. We use a very tough, military-grade ballistic nylon for the outer shell material. We triple-stitched every seam to prevent blowouts and reinforced all of the straps with additional stitching. Our top straps are made with a high-retention elastic that minimizes excessive stretching and incorporates a length adjustment system to allow you to lengthen or shorten the top strap. The inner knee cup mold is streamlined and deep-fitting and features a 4-tiered foam system combining varying densities of foam with shock-dispersing foam to achieve both shock reduction and comfort on impact. The inner foam layer is a high-rebound memory foam which absorbs shock and molds to your knee on impact, stabilizing the knee, helping to prevent slippage. Our kneecap has a flat surface that supports stability on impact and is made with a high abrasion polycarbonate plastic for durability. The S1 Pro knee pad: stability, durability, functionality.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about ready to get underway. I still can't hear myself. All right, hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are underway. This is game 10 of Skate Wars. Maybe we're not underway. I'm Kent Smith, aka Kent the Politician, joined by Say-Jay. We have one microphone between the two of us. We're going to try to announce this bout with one microphone. And so I was just trying to do the intro. All right, so if we're back. So I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician. I'm the voice of Ohio. I'm joined by Say-Jay, who's the voice of California. Here's the challenge for those of you behind the scenes listening to us, is we only have one microphone between the two of us, so we are going to try to share the microphone during the bout. And with that, I'm going to, well, if you're watching, California is in white. This is game 10. We got here with Ohio's previous victory over Trans Rollers United. And with that, so Ohio's in red with blue accents, California's in white. With that, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Say-Jay, who's going to take you through the California roster.
We might actually be off to the races here. We might have to fit the roster reads in between, But we're starting off with Hardcore jamming for California and Devious Diva jamming for Ohio. And Hardcore breaking out right away, but Devious Diva hot on their heels. Got a little bit of we're starting this game with a little bit of a jammer race here. That's fun. We'll see if Hardcore's gonna go for it or call it off. Ooh, we're doing a little dodging, weaving. Devious Diva pulling out. Does not have lead, but is actually scoring ahead of California, which you don't see that every day. And California calls it off. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go ahead and announce Team California. We've got number 1, Diamond. Number 10, Bubbles. Number 1011, Rogue Rammer. Number 1184, Rocks and Socks. Number 125, Adri. Number 12, Donna Diggler. Number 17, You're a Captain Rhodes Warrior. Number 138, Your Other Captain, Patty Hurst. Number 143, Pinball. Number 21, Gnarly Nay. Number 215, Boo Gogi. Number 35, Slamma Anderson. Number 4, Malaboomer. Number 451, Shock and Auburn. I don't know the number because there's a hole punch there, but that's Hardcore. Number 57, Taratot. Number 70, Freddie Hirschfrier. Number 82, Myth America. Number 88, Bell Ringer. And number 92, Alley Cat. We are back. That is Boomer jamming for California and Star Platinum jamming for Ohio. Boomer has established lead, but Ohio also out of the pack. Ooh, it looks like Boomer's in the penalty box, but then immediately back out of the penalty box. This is a very short power jam there. Boomer's back hitting the pack, back on the track hitting the pack as Star Platinum's reapproaching the pack here and slides through practically without slowing down. Very nice. Both jammers coming back around for another pass here, still with a full minute left in this jam. Beautiful apex jump from Boomer. You simply love to see it.
All right, so that's a big jam for California. They go 16 to take the lead to 20-4. All right, again, Say and I sharing the microphone. I'm Kent the Politician, Voice of Ohio. I'm going to take you through the Ohio roster. Number 4, Coco Sparks. Number 10, the Captain Family Jewels. 11, Skankosaurus Lex. 42, the Indonymous Hex. 47, Just Crazy. 71, Star Platinum, who just jammed. 74 is Enemy Lou Harris, who is in the jammer rotation, was the MVP in the first bout for Ohio. This is number 99, Murderline, jamming against number 10, that is Bubbles. Bubbles has lead jammer. Rest of the Ohio roster, 77, Maiden Hell. 84, Lexi Dexy. 99, Murderline, who's the current jammer. 101 is Tara Hole-in-You. So Bubbles called off the jam. That's a scoreless jam. 111 Slamwise Ganji, 0125 Page Bleed, 607 Gorgeous Curves, 777 Devious Diva, who was the jammer for Ohio in the first jam, 916 Sicko Mode. So this, if Ohio had a 4-jammer rotation in the first bout, so this is probably Enemy Lou Harris, who was the MVP in the first bout.
Very nice. That is, we got Rogue Rammer jamming for California, breaking out with a no pass, no penalty there, and picking up lead. Not unusual for Rogue. But Enemy Lou Harris now also out of the pack as Rogue goes for the apex jump. Beautifully executed, unfortunately not landed, but you know what? Better to try and fail than never to try at all. Score is 20-5, but I'm not sure that the last jam's points went up yet.
All right, so we're headed into our 5th jam. Devious Diva, who scored the first 4 points for Ohio, going up against Teratot. So it looks like California doing a 5-jammer rotation, Ohio doing a 4, at least so far, but obviously we'll keep you posted. So Teratot is through and has lead jammer. Devious Diva now escapes the pack. Devious Diva from Akron Roller Derby. Jailbreak out of the penalty box. Looks like both teams are at full strength now. Again, Teratot calls off the jam. We'll see if Ohio got points. Ohio got 2. California got 1. That should take it to 21-7.
Looks like we got a little bit of confusion on the track as to what's... Wow, we are light on the track out there. That penalty box is jam-packed, but both jammers in, so... Yeah, we got 2-3, a pack advantage for Ohio, 3-2 pack advantage. That is Star Platinum jamming for Ohio. And that is, Hardcore jamming for California. Almost through, then getting knocked out on the outside. Both teams playing solid defense here for being so light on the track. Solid defense keeping us from moving off of the pack, from moving off of the jam line. But Hardcore does manage to break out and establish lead. Star Platinum not very far behind, though. And that Ohio pivot really trying to get in there. And Hardcore managed to slide around, but... 4 points on that one for California, bringing the score to 25-7.
So Ohio in the first bout ran sort of a consistent 3-pack rotation. And initially in the first half, they ran jams long even though they had lead jam. And that strategy may well have worked because they seemingly wore out Trans Rollers United as the bout went on. So this is Murderline and going up against Malaboomer. Malaboomer pushed out by Slamwise Ganji. Oh yeah, we lost a toe stop right in front of us. Not sure which skater that. It's Malaboomer is without a toe stop, but has lead jam anyway. Yep, doing pretty good without that toe stop. Who really needs it? Skankosaurus likes now jamming, which means the star got passed to her. She's traditionally the pivot. So yeah, Skankosaurus likes a veteran of Ohio Valley roller derby, now wearing both the stripe and the star, and the call off by Malaboomer. So yeah, 8-0 on that. So with 21:45 remaining in the first half, 33-7, California in white leading Ohio in red.
I'll tell you what, I am not surprised that Boomer had control of that jam and lost a toe stop, did not call it off. I once saw Boomer's skate come untied on a banked track, and she simply bent down, picked it up, and then skated the rest of the jam holding the tie in her hand. So now we've got Bubbles on the jam line for California and Enemy Lou Harris for Ohio. Bubbles breaking out. The cork is popped and the bubbles are flowing. Enemy Lou Harris, unfortunately making contact with a ref, but it was clearly accidental, so we saw some laughs coming from the official there. But Bubbles picking up 4 points there. Enemy Lou Harris coming back and sliding right past the pack, picking up 4 of their own there. Bubbles now beautiful, just sort of wobbling, tilting up on 3 wheels on the inside there, and managing not to have to slow down. But both of these jammers are both not having too much trouble getting through the pack. This is a pretty high-scoring jam on both sides thus far, for it only being half over, certainly. We'll see, but yeah, both jammers seem relaxed, cool as a cucumber, not in a rush. Very nice. Enemy Lou Harris managing to break through actually before Bubbles on that last one. Bubbles looking to the bench to see whether to call it off, and then goes ahead and calls it off. That was double digits for both teams, which is you don't see that every day. I certainly haven't seen it thus far today. California picking up 15 points and Ohio picking up 12, bringing the score to 48-19. That is Rogue Rammer jamming for California. And Rogue breaks out, establishes lead. That is Diva jamming for Ohio. Hot on Rogue's heels, not letting up. But Rogue getting the signal from the bench to run it, and then calls it off right after she hits the pack. She eked out 1 point there.
Yeah, waiting to see if Devious Diva gets a point awarded. And it looks like we're going to have an official's timeout, perhaps to, do some track repair, maybe still have a conversation about points. So we are at 18:53. Aside from the first jam that ended in a tie, it has been all California, as they have 2 double-digit scoring jams. Ohio has 1. And, so that jam went 1-0. 1-1. Like I said. All right, so this will be Star Platinum. Who's Rogue? So it's probably Tara Tot. Again, it looks like California's going with a 5-jammer rotation. Ohio's going with a 4. I'm trying to keep track of the Ohio pack because I think they're trying to run 4 consistent sets of blockers, 3 teams of 4. And so I'm writing down numbers on my score sheet to see if that's true, and it might not be true, and I might just be making myself insane. Right. But again, Star Flatner, and that is Teratot. I want to put, oh, she's got a penalty, so it is a power jam opportunity for Star Flatner. Star Flatner is given lead jammer designation, so Ohio's going to play offense right now, and we will see how they execute it. So the pack engages with California. Star Flatner of Cincinnati pushed out, has to come back in, and California starts to fill up the penalty box, and so that's an interesting call-off right there. Looks like Coach Marone is going to ask for an official review of some sort. But yeah, just the bit of strategy of trying to rotate in perhaps Murder Line to take advantage with a power jam start as Star gets 4-0 on that jam. Yeah, so CJ just pointed out that California's got a lot of blockers in the box. It does look like once we get underway, it's a 4-2 pack advantage for Ohio. And again, not sure what the official review might be about, because that was a jammer penalty on Teratot. But nonetheless, Coach Marone is out there. So yeah, California, this is California's first bout of the day, and Ohio's second. Ohio came in ranked 22nd, California ranked 6th. Yeah, Ohio had an upset this morning, according to the rankings. So I'm actually the founder of Team Ohio. I am, because I had announced all across the state. And so when the leader of Team Pennsylvania wanted to expand the tournament from just 2 teams to 8, I knew that because I'd also announced in Pennsylvania. So they approached me, and I reached out to the teams across Ohio and pulled skaters because I knew who was good. But like some of the skaters that are out here, like Coco Sparks, number 4, Hands on Hips, began skating with Burning River Roller Derby in 2007. Was Team Ohio's first captain. We had 3 captains. And Skankosaurus Lex, number 11, who received that star pass, also original Team Ohio member. There's probably a few other ones, but yeah, Paige Bleed of Ohio. But yeah, so we've got a lot of skaters that have played together. Like there's a group of Gem City blockers, Tara Holinu, Lexi Dexy, Slamwise Ganji. So it'll just be interesting to see how Coach Marone assembles his blocking lineup. All right, so it looks like we're under. So again, a power jam start for Murder Line. It's Murder Line. Oh, and not only California, yeah, Hardcore is out there as the jammer. So, yeah, I'm not sure. So the power jam start was not. But it's a power jam for Ohio as Hardcore called for a track cut. So Murder Line, who's now bent over, that was Freddie Herfury. All right, so Coco Sparks is the pivot. So here's some of the interesting story between this is Murder Line is a Burning River Roller Derby skater who's fairly new to Derby. I believe this is just the 3rd year, and the call-off. So again, they're trying again to extend the power jam opportunity. All right, so Enemy Lou Harris, we're going to hand the mic over to CJ, but Enemy Lou Harris. Okay, we're going to stay for the power jam, says CJ. So yeah, Enemy Lou Harris, one of the veterans of Burning River Roller Derby, which is in Cleveland.
Also one of my favorite names that I've heard.
Oh, she's great. But just never gets rattled. So again, but that jam was a no-score jam. So California did a pretty good job Enemy Lou Harris again. Enemy Lou Harris in the first bout scored every jam, whether she was lead jammer or not, but was lead jammer more often than not, and she's lead jammer here. So Enemy Lou Harris is out in front. Really nice jump through the pack by Hardcore. Hardcore is out of the penalty box. Enemy Lou coming in on her first scoring pass, trying to navigate the California defenders as Hardcore comes into the back, knocked off her skates in the outside of turn 3, calls off the jam. That jam goes 3-0 in favor of Ohio.
Yeah, that was a long chain of frozen jammers in the box there.
That's really good defense.
Yeah.
Because there was power jam opportunities.
Yeah, that was a chain of power jams, and so the fact that the score stayed so lowish was very impressive. Wow, Devious Diva breaking through. That's Maliboomer in the back, looking for a little bit of daylight, and not quite finding it yet. As Devious Diva, wow. I want to know what energy drink Devious Diva just had between the last time. Yeah, that is crazy, especially, yeah, for the second bout of the day. That is a lot of energy. But Boomer with the characteristic trademark Boomer apex jump, managing to kind of scoot into the front. We got both jammers nice and tight here, are approaching the pack. Devious Diva is in control of the jam, but looks like making some strategic decisions about when to call it off. And then, yeah, calls it right off there. 12 points for Ohio and 7 for California, bringing the score to 56-40 with just about 15 minutes left in this first period of play. That is Bubbles on the jam line for California.
So we heard that Ohio retained their official review.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, we had, you'll recall, chat, that we had, that's Bubbles breaking out of the pack and picking up lead for California. That is Star Platinum jamming for Ohio, almost breaking out. Bubbles with a beautiful inside, almost a straightaway jump, not even quite at the apex yet there, and then calling it off. So you'll recall we had an official review a little while ago that we didn't get any information on, unfortunately. We have learned that, because it was Ohio requested it, and whatever that they requested, they retained their official review. So that's all the information we have at the moment. Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. Point is, score is 60-40 moving into this this next jam.
All right, so this should be Murderline and Rogue Rammer. If the jam rotation follows, it is Murderline for Ohio. So Rogue has been, both jammers recycling. Oh, no. Murderline is going to the penalty box, so it is a power jam opportunity for California. Rogue. So Rogue uses her toe stops to get through and has lead jammer and has the first points of the jam. Murderline doing 30 seconds for crimes and transgressions against the roller derby community. Diamond standing. So it is a 4-3 pack advantage for Ohio right now, but they don't have a jammer. Now both teams at full strength. 54 seconds remaining in the jam. Paige Bleed out there with the captain, Family Jewels, also just crazy. But Rogue able to get through. So that is the second scoring pass for Rogue. 30 seconds left in the jam clock. And Rogue able to navigate the Ohio pack. Quick move to the outside, helped get her through. So that is another double-digit scoring jam for California. All right, so Murderline escapes. That is the initial pass. Diamond going back to the penalty box. 6 seconds left. We'll see if Murderline is able to. Nope, Murderline probably held scoreless. And so that jam goes 16-0, we think, once those final points go up. It's 12 right now. We don't know if it's going to be 16 or not. All right, so we're going to say it's 12.
Yeah, that was, I'll tell you what, that was, Ohio did a solid job of holding Rogue back. Rogue is not an easy jammer to hold, and it seemed like Ohio kind of figured that out and put all their effort into holding her back. But that was still a super high scoring jam for Rogue. Now we've got Taratot and Enemy Lou Harris out there on the jam line. Enemy Lou Harris breaking out and picking up lead for Ohio. Taratot still having a tough time breaking out of the pack. Oh, as soon as I said it, it became no longer true. Taratot now also out of the pack as Enemy Lou Harris is sneaking around on the inside line there. Very nice.
All right, so not knowing if the stream is coming through, you're watching California in white. You're watching Ohio in red with blue accents. This is a matchup of 6 versus 22 after Ohio beat Trans Rollers United in the first bout of the morning on track 3. This is Hardcore going up against Devious Diva. Devious Diva's had a very strong bout so far against California. Hardcore has been as fast as anyone on the track, and Hardcore is through. So Devious Diva is still trying to make her initial pass. Hardcore going up against the Ohio defenders, and she's just so quick she gets through the arms of folks trying to, form a wall. Devious Diva tag teamed against Ohio blockers, rolls back, and Hardcore again coming in. Hardcore can be so small and get through and so fast. And now the star has been passed to the veteran of the Ohio All-Star team, Coco Sparks, number 4. A minute left in this jam, so Hardcore can continue to do some damage. She's got 8 so far. This will be 12. If my score sheet is correct, California's got 3 double-digit scoring jams, and this might be the 4th. It is, because they put up an additional 2. So Hardcore takes it from 72 to 82. Diva, who put up double-digit scoring jams the last time she jammed, perhaps caught California's attention and was held scoreless by their defense.
All right, we're headed into Jam 17. That is Boomer on the jam line for California and Star Platinum jamming for Ohio. Both jammers juking back and forth, looking for an opening. And Star Platinum almost had it and then got bumped out on the outside. Boomer's now trying to break through this defense in the front, almost managing and then getting bumped out by Jess Crazy. Boomer just managed to squeeze out there, picking up lead with still about a minute and a half left. Plenty of time. With the landing that apex jump, like I said, that is a trademark Boomer move, and it is so fun. It never gets old. It's so fun. That's so to give a little bit of context here for California, a lot of these players are from the SoCal region. That's my league. So a lot of these players, I think at least 6 or 7 of them have all played together either on Angel or down in SoCal. So they've got certainly not the majority, but a nice contingent there that have played together. That's Bubbles on the jam line, one of those aforementioned SoCal skaters, and that's and Murder Line Ohio. Yeah, they have the mislabeled. That is Bubbles. They have it up as Freddie Herfury, but that is Bubbles. Yeah, and Bubbles breaking out. You can see that Ohio pivot was thinking about chasing them down, but didn't quite get there in time. Murderline still trying to get around there, getting bumped out on the inside there as Bubbles is getting a little weight down there. That's okay. Important to it's important. I have to stop myself from speculating, you know. But Murderline now also out of the pack as Bubbles scooting by on the inside, calling it off after picking up another 4. That is Rogue Rammer on the jam line for California and Enemy Lou Harris for Ohio. We've got, looks like 1 in the box for Ohio and looks like we got an official review requested by California. I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's related to, it looks like there may have been a back block back there, but don't take my word for it. There's a reason I'm not a ref. So, like I was saying, we've got quite a few folks here. There's Bubbles, Rogue, Rocks, Nay, Boo, all of whom are from SoCal. And then Myth America, who I know has come down and played before. So, got some nice, it's always nice to see the gangs all here. But
So during the break, Jay, I was able to look at my score sheet, and one of the ways I like to measure both offensive intensity or effectiveness and defensive effectiveness is how many double-digit scoring jams do you get and how many zero scoring jams do you get. So at quick glance, if my score sheet is correct, Ohio's been held scoreless 9 times, 2 double-digit scoring jams. California's been held scoreless 6 times, 3 double-digit scoring jams. So, again, between the two teams, California doing a better job of slamming the door on Ohio offense, but also hitting the scoreboard with big points. So this is Rogue. Do you want this one?
thank you. We've got, it is a power start for Rogue. I'll tell you what. It was a back block, yeah. That's. We didn't get the official word on what the official review was, but we can pick up from context clues. That was a back block on Ohio. So Rogue has a power start, which is, I'll tell you what, Rogue has a power start is not something that the other team wants to hear, because it's a tough position to be in. She is a tough player to hold, especially with a pretty light pack out there right now. Just coming around for this initial scoring pass, just scooting by, barely slowing down, spinning around, managing to hold it, stay upright on one foot at the end there. We've got California lining up to play some offense here as that power jam comes to an end. That's Murderline now coming up against basically a full contingent of California. Ooh, and scooting through nicely, nice and early. Rogue now is the one that's struggling to get through the pack here, being held by, I see, Tara Holinew. I've seen Tara Holinew on Rogue a couple times, and seemingly to very great effect. So we'll see what the full score was there. Yeah, 8 points there for Rogue, bringing the score to 98-44, California.
So it'll be interesting to see how many penalties there are between both teams. Because in the first half of Ohio's first game, there was only 21 total. One team had 11, one team had 10. Seems like we've got a lot more whistles in this game. Now, So, yeah, Tara Tot and Enemy Lou Harris. Enemy Lou Harris currently locked down in the back of the pack. And Tara is able to get through and get lead jam designation. And again, Enemy star now in hand, but a very seasoned jammer. Just doesn't get rattled. You know, he's going to work the angles. We have Tara on Tara violence at the top of the pack. Tara Holinew versus Tara Todd. And the star passed to Family Jewels, the captain of Ohio. Good star pass by enemy Lou Harris to try to, but yeah, the inside line Ohio gave it away, the inside line of turn 1 and turn 2, allowing an easy 4 points there at the end. So that jam goes 8-0. 106, 244, 245 left. This is going to be Devious Diva and Hardcore. Looks like both teams are at full strength. (106-44) in favor of California. Both the packs seem to be winning this particular jam. Neither jammer able to get past the pivot line. Sicko Mode goes to the penalty box. Sicko Mode, a very agile jammer, or a very agile blocker, and Devious Diva finds daylight as Hardcore was held up. I was going to say, Sicko Mode against Hardcore was a pretty good matchup for Ohio because Sicko Mode is big but has very good skate skills. And Hardcore is so quick enough that she's past Devious Diva, who's held up in the pack. Again, Diva's got lead jam and is not calling it off. So Hardcore with 8 so far. Devious Diva probably has scored points, they just haven't gone up on the board yet. And there is the call-off as we cross the 90 seconds remaining mark here in the first half.
Yeah, those last two jams pushed California up over that 3-digit mark. As we would say at home, take a drink. It's a little early in the day for that, but who am I to judge? Yeah. That is Malaboomer jamming for California and Star Platinum jamming for Ohio. We've got nobody in the penalty box, which is nice and refreshing to see. Boomer sneaks by on the inside in less than 10 seconds and breaks out, picks up lead. Star Platinum having a tough time up against that California line in the back there. That's Freddie Herfury and a couple of other folks. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Ohio now also out as Boomer picks up her first 4 points on that initial scoring pass. Beautiful apex jump from Boomer as that was Rocks and Socks recycling Star Platinum all the way to the back. I'll tell you what, almost as much of a trademark. Boomer's apex jumps and then Rocks recycling people, all long recycles. It looks like we got a penalty on Ohio, which means it is a power jam for Boomer in California. The period clock has run out, so we're looking at a 45 seconds left in this jam before we're going to hit the half. Boomer's already picked up 12 points, still with 45 seconds to go, and then calls it off, which is going to bring us to the half. We got a little 15-minute break here. That was a 16-point jam for Boomer, bring the score to 130-48. 3 points for Ohio on that last one, 130-51. And we're going to take 15 minutes. So go ahead, get up, stretch your legs, grab a snack, grab a drink, and we'll see you back here in just a little bit.
What kind of coaching goes on during this intermission? Come back, tell us what you think when you get the opportunity. If you like.
All right, everyone watching on the stream. Kent the Politician here, voice of Ohio, joined on the microphone by Say, voice of California. So want to give you a little bit of a first half recap. And the way to do that first half recap is to say that it was tied once. And that was at the end of the first jam. And then California, with Malaboomer, put the first of 5 double-digit scoring jams up for California, taking the lead to 20-4. And California had 5 double-digit scoring jams, were only held scoreless 6 times, where Ohio had 2 double-digit scoring jams, held scoreless 11 jams. And what's interesting is with 13 minutes remaining in the first half, the score was 56-40. So it was clearly anybody's bout at that point. But then California goes on to a 74-11 run over the final 13 minutes, taking us to 130-51. So you're watching number 22 ranked Ohio taking on number 6 ranked California. California in white, Ohio in red with blue accents. I am Kent Smith, aka Kent the Politician. Again, joined on the microphone by Say. We are giving the microphone back and forth to each other because we only have one microphone between the two of us. So you will hear from both of us whether you want to or not. So we've got Bubbles going up against Star Flatinum. And Star begins this jam in the penalty box. So this is a power jam opportunity for Bubbles because the penalties carry over. So Star Flatinum is now out of the penalty box, both teams at full strength. But again, Bubbles, and Star able to take an outside line, but got beat up by, that was Slamula Anderson of Sacramento Roller Derby. And Bubbles comes through from Angel City. Star Flatinum from Cincinnati. That was close to being an out-of-play penalty. But Star is through. We'll see if Bubbles calls it off. Bubbles escapes the pack and calls it off from her knees. Skankosaurus Lex, the final hit on Bubbles. So I think that's going to be 11, but we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like, okay, yeah, it does look like ultimately that was an 8-point jam for California. That is Rogue Rammer and Devious Diva, the battle of the alliterative derby names, as Rogue gets bumped out on the outside line by that Ohio pivot there. These defenses are going, nope, we're going to stay on the jam line for as long as we possibly can. Rogue trying for that outside line again and being pushed out again there. Unfortunately, all those blockers are pretty occupied, so they have nobody to spare to send for offense. Turns out that ultimately, I guess she didn't need it, though, because she did manage to escape. Looks like there was I didn't see exactly what penalty, but that Ohio blocker got sent to the box, and that's what freed Rogue up to break out of the pack. She picks up those 4 points and calls it right off. Nice and neat. That is Murder Line on the jam line for Ohio. And I believe Taratot for California. We've got one blocker in the box for Ohio out there, so just a tiny little bit of a pack advantage, but not much. Taratot getting the assist from that is Patty Hurst coming to help out in the front here, trying to break up this Ohio tripod. Allowing Taratot to break out, dodging around that last Ohio blocker there as Ohio gets its final blocker back on the track out of the penalty box. We've got a star pass to Family Jewels on Ohio. Unfortunately, the pivot's still a little stuck in the pack there as Taratat's coming back around. Yeah. Yeah, we had a sort of wide open inside lane there, but nobody decided to take it. Even Taratat, who at least could see it. You know, from within the pack, you can't always see, but Taratat said, "No, I'll go around, thank you." But Family Jewels did manage to break out there, so now approaching the pack, but California's going to call it off.
So we did a penalty count at halftime, and it was 15 for Ohio, I think 18 or 16 for California. So about 31, over 30 penalties for the first half. In the first half of Ohio's first game, there was only 20 penalties in the first half, 21 penalties. So this is two skaters that are both really good jammers. This is Hardcore and Enemy Lou Harris. Enemy Lou Harris and Devious Diva have been the most effective jammers for Ohio, and both of them are trying to kind of toe stop and skip their way. Oh, it's a power jam. Enemy Lou Harris being called, so Hardcore has a power jam opportunity. So Hardcore spins around the outside and the track cut. Yep, they got just enough of her. And again, you've got sicko mode in the pack for Ohio. And like, as I mentioned in the first half, that was in a, so yeah, Enemy's got to come out of the box, now does. So this jam is going to run obviously the full 2 minutes as both jammers have spent time in the penalty box, and Enemy makes quick work of the pack. Slightly depleted pack, and Enemy can move the blockers around and get through. Again, she's got great skate skills. One of the more veteran members of the Ohio team. Yep, and again, able to navigate. Hardcore now out of the box as well. So I think both teams had full strength, full complement of blockers. So yeah, 80 wheels on the track. Right, unless somebody's lost a toe stop again or something. So again, this is a good-sized jam for Ohio. Again, they went 74-11 over the final 13 minutes of play, and it's entirely possible that Enemy Lou Harris is going to put up more than 11 just on this jam. Hardcore now out of the box, again, going up against sicko mode. That's a good matchup for Ohio, because again, that's the skill set that sicko has as a blocker. Yeah, so 16. Once that, yep. Biggest jam of the contest for Ohio. Enemy had a 12, and Diva had a 12. So yeah, that's good to see. That's got to put some wind in the sails for Ohio.
Oh, looks like we have an official timeout. This timeout, as are all of our timeouts at this tournament, is brought to you by none other than 888 187 Killer Pads. You're going to be hearing 888 187 Killer Pads a lot this weekend. We also, our penalty box, they've been making good use of that. That is sponsored by Happy Coffee, which is expertly blended and slow roasted for more complex notes, char-free taste, and ultimate smoothness. We haven't done any sponsor reads, so now I'm fitting them all at once. All right, it looks like we're getting ready to get back out there. We've got just one. California's Pivot Boo is in the box. That is Boomer jamming against Devious Diva. Oof. Taking a little bit of a tumble on the outside there, and Boomer kind of slaloms on through and picks up lead. Diva's still having a tough time getting around those California blockers in the back there. As Boomer once again goes for that apex jump. When Boomer apex jumps, it almost looks like she hangs in the air for a little second there. But Devious Diva now also out of the pack with another apex jump. Beautiful. Listen, if it works, you know. But Devious Diva also breaking through on these passes, not much more slowly by staying on the ground. So, you know, some of us are earth creatures, some of us are air creatures, and whatever works for you. Now both jammers getting stuck in this like fracas of a pack over there as California gets Nay back on the track. And Diva breaks out, actually, ahead of Boomer on this last one. Boomer not yet ready to call it off. Still 40 seconds left in this jam. And calls it off right as Diva reapproaches the pack. I think maybe we'll see if there was eked out a final point. No, okay. So 11 points for California and 8 for Ohio on that last jam.
So Ohio was held scoreless the first 3 jams, and that have put up a 16 and an 8, thanks to Enemy Lou Harris and Devious Diva. But California, again, 2 double-digit scoring jams so far in the second half. Right now we've got Star Platinum, and that is Bubbles. And Bubbles gets lead jam designation. Ohio loses 1 blocker to the penalty box. Bubbles did a great job of faking to the inside and going around the outside. Star Platinum gets out of the pack and forces the call off, but that jam is 4-0. Kind of waiting to see if it becomes 8. It does become 8. Oh, but 17. All right, so I need to adjust my score sheet because you can't get 4 points and still have 175. So I'm going to hand it over to Sage. I'm going to work on my math.
Thank you very much. Interestingly enough, when Rogue is not playing, she's usually my math guy that sits here and does the math for me. But she's otherwise occupied currently as the jammer for California. Meanwhile, Murderline has broken out of the pack and established lead for Ohio. I think that might be the first time that Rogue has not gotten lead on her jams so far. But she also did break out of the pack and reapproaching now as Murderline's getting recycled. And wow, Murderline just absolutely blasting through the pack there. Rogue having a little bit of a tougher time with this line in the back, and Murderline goes ahead and calls it off. 4 points for Ohio, and 1 point for Rogue. I was about to say, I think that would have been Rogue's first no-scoring jam, but as long as you get 1 in there.
Terratot versus Enemy Lou Harris. As we approach and cross the 19-minute mark. And Terratot is quickly, huge hit on Enemy Lou Harris. It's Gnarly Nay. Put a shoulder right into Enemy's sternum, but Enemy pushed out on the inside, has to recycle back. And does. So yeah, Terratot, frankly, this is the California defense that we saw for 11 jams in the first half. Enemy finds a way to get through. Initially she was kind of following Terratot a little bit and then broke through herself, but that forces the call off. So that jam we think will go, that jam will go 8 for California. 8, and we have 18 minutes left. And Hardcore will be jamming for California. And Devious Diva. So 2 of the more effective jammers for the respective teams. 184 to 79. Again, after 17 minutes of play, it was 56 to 40. And California has really found both their offensive and defensive groove. And Hardcore clearly being one of those who is just so quick. that she just pulls the pack apart and then finds the narrowest of spaces. But this is a smaller pack for Ohio and a more agile pack for Ohio. And there goes Devious Diva. It took her 30 seconds to get there, but Devious Diva gets lead jam designation. And now Hardcore comes right through as Ohio sends 2 blockers to the box. It's really hard to stop a jammer when you don't have enough blockers on the track. Hardcore comes in, Devious Diva is in, both trying to score points. Devious Diva finds daylight, gets through the pack first. Hardcore taking a she took a more extended retreat after she got pushed out, but then immediately just came right back in and got through, forcing the call off. So that jam, I think, is going to go 8-4 in favor of Ohio. Or maybe not 8, but we'll see how many points Devious Diva is awarded. 4. So yeah, that does go 8-4 for Devious Diva in Ohio.
Bringing the score to 188-87, a almost a neat 100-point margin there, but not quite. We've got an official timeout here. Our official timeout, as are all of our timeouts, brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. Looks like it might be a track maintenance break. Yeah, because we're going to come back pretty quickly. And I see that tape person jogging off of the track. That's Boomer jamming for California, and Star Flattener jamming for Ohio. Nobody. We're still stuck at turn 1 here, and nobody's breaking out quite yet. 30 seconds of the jam. We still got nobody's broken out yet, although both jammers are really trying. They're both sort of got a directional block on somebody. Couldn't tell. Nobody left the track, so hard to say who. Oh, on Bugogi from California. Star Platinum did break out an established lead there for Ohio. Boomer still trying to break out of the pack, which speaks very highly to Ohio's defense, because that is not easy to do. How do you catch a bird from the ground? That's kind of the problem that you're facing when you are up against Boomer as a jammer. But Star Platinum does manage to break through, pick up 4 there, and then calls it off. Bringing the score to 188-91. We've got, yeah, that definitely was the first time that Boomer did not score in a jam. And like I said, that it speaks very highly of Ohio's defense there, that they were able to do that, because yeah. That is Bubbles jamming for California, getting, almost waylaid, but manages to stay in there. But not for lack of trying from Ohio. That is Murderline jamming for Ohio as Bubbles is reapproaching the pack. Murderline having a tough time getting past Boo. But now breaking out as Bubbles makes their initial scoring pass and picks up those first 4 points. We've got 1 each in the box right now. And Bubbles scoots right on through, picks up 4. Oh, but out on a penalty, which means it is a power jam for Ohio. Bubbles is in the box as Ohio also gets their pivot back on the track at just about the same time. Ohio's going to be looking to make good use of this this power jam, trying to make up a little bit of this gap here. But California's doing their darndest to shut it right back down again. We've got 45 seconds left in this jam. Bubbles is standing. And yeah, Bubbles back on the track. That's the end of that power jam. But we do have to go with the full 2. We've got 30 seconds left here, 4 each so far on the board for this jam. Bubbles almost managing to get through and then getting sort of bumped out on the inside. Both jammers just kind of stuck here, but not able to call it off. Oh, but Bubbles actually does manage to make another pass there with just about 10 seconds left on the clock. Murderline getting caught up by Shock and Auburn. Seven points on that last one for Ohio, 4 for California. Now we've got Rogue Rammer on the jam line up against enemy Lou Harris. And the rare empty penalty box, which you love to see, but do not see all that often. We're off to a scrappy start here. Both of these jammers really fighting to get through. So far, no luck. Rogue gets pushed out on the outside there by, that was just crazy. But Enemy House was also recycled around the same time. Rogue is just trying to push past this last line of defense here. Ohio is bridging for their life, trying to prevent what just happened from happening. Getting pushed out of play and then being forced to let Rogue go. So Rogue is going to be the lead jammer, but it did take 45 seconds for her to establish that, which is a pretty long time. So she's up against this tripod again, gets an assist from Rox there, and picks up that 4. Enemy with a little bit of a star stash. Rox getting sent to the box. And Rogue now out on a penalty on a forearm, I believe, which means it is now a power jam for Ohio. Yeah, and only one defender out there for California. That is Slamela Anderson holding it down, getting Adri back on the track to help out a little bit as enemy Lou Harris is coming around. Yeah, it's unsurprising that they wouldn't be able to. Actually, got bumped out on the inside. That's for only having 2 blockers on the track. The fact that they managed to do anything at all, frankly, is impressive. They got Rox back on, and then here's Rogue. So that's the end of that power jam. But there we go, and that's the jam. 4 points there for Rogue.
Yeah, so I think Ohio got shorted some points on that. Because, I mean, we had, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, at the end of that jam, they have enemy Lou Harris, who had at least one pass that we saw that was easy as pie. And that should be a 4-point pass when there was only one California blocker out there. And she got 3 on that second pass. And then the question just is, did she get anything else? Yeah, so that's got to be a minimum of 7 for Ohio is my guess. But we are stopped as the referees and coaches discuss points, penalties, and time left. Again, through the first 17 minutes of play, it's a 16-point bout, but California has just really Ohio's most effective jammers in this bout has been the jammer that just skated and the jammer that's about to skate. Devious Diva and enemy Lou Harris both have had very strong contests. And Star Flatner has had certainly some moments. where she's been very strong also. And again, this is just the Ohio pack is designed to play against all types of teams. It's not designed to play against this type of team, which is to say, California's very fast and has really good skate skills, and the blockers can hit if they have to, but that's not what they're really trying to do. They're trying to create leverage blocks to give their jammers the ability to jump. Yeah, so it looks like Enemy Lou Harris is going to get a total of 7. I did predict it. Who was that last jammer? That was Rogue. All right, so Enemy Lou Harris takes Ohio over the century mark. 9 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. We will have Devious Diva going up against, we believe that is Terratot, once we get underway. But again, Coach Marone successful in getting the 4 points that Enemy Lou Harris scored put up on the scoreboard. And again, that's what we saw here from our angle, is there was a power jam for Enemy Lou Harris. there was only one California blocker out there. All right, so this is Devious Diva. This is Terratot. Terra just pushing. Devious Diva is escaping, and can she make the pass? She does. Devious Diva, again, just pushed on the pack, found an angle on the outside and was able to get through, is receiving the adoration of her teammates. Terratot also through the pack. Pack speeding up, pack going down. Devious Diva quickly, and will she call it? She does not. So yeah, they were able to. You got Skankosaurus Lex out there, you got Sicko Mode, and Devious Diva again able to escape the pack. Terratot still held up. Coach Marone says take one more pass, and that may well have been a good idea, as that is now going to be a double-digit scoring jam for Devious Diva. Second one, and of course the other person who had one was Enemy Lou Harris.
You can tell which one's in the NorCal versus, I was just saying, if you have any thoughts on MVP. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's been both these defenses are super, super strong. I was just talking to Speaker of the House, who's our in-house announcer. That's hardcore, jamming for California, breaking out and establishing lead early. Star Platinum is stuck in the back there, and Ohio just lost one of their blockers to the penalty box, which is a tough position to be in. But again, like I said, and they lost their pivot to the box as well, and that's going to allow Hardcore to break on through. I was just having this conversation with Speaker of the House, where it's a pretty a consistent pattern where Ohio will get the California jammer with all of their blockers, and then they'll pick up a penalty, and then once they lose that last blocker, they have to let the jammer through, and that's happened quite a bit. So Hardcore getting recycled around and then sliding through on the inside as Ohio gets their pivot back on the track. Coming to help out a little bit here. And Hardcore again goes for that inside. That inside lane has seen a lot of traffic. Well, I guess traffic's not the word. A lot of use, but has been pretty open there for Hardcore this jam. That's Star Platinum. But Star Feldman has now broken out of the pack and now reapproaching here for a scoring pass. As Hardcore takes a little bit of a tumble with that Ohio pivot there, and then calls it off, I believe. That was a high-scoring jam. That was at least 16, possibly 20 points there for Hardcore, bringing the score to 226-119. I think it was not this past jam, but the jam prior pushed California up over that 200 mark. The CC mark, if you're a Roman numerals guy, but who is? That is Maliboomer on the jam line for California and Murder Line jamming for Ohio. Clear penalty box, which is very nice to see. Again, both of these, especially like I said, holding Boomer is hard. Full stop. It just is, and Ohio is doing a really good job of it. So no matter win, lose, or draw, they should be proud of that for sure. Boomer is really just hitting this front wall, and finally makes it through with a little bit of help from Patty Hurst. Oh, we have a star pass on Ohio to Family Jewels as Boomer slides on by, picks up for nice and easy. Rocks recycling Family Jewels to the back, a little pivot on pivot action. Boomer goes for the apex jump, gets bopped out of the air there. Rocks and Adri here have Family Jewels held pretty solidly. Boomer does manage to break out, but that, like I said, that front Ohio defensive line is really solid. It got an Ohio. That's Murder Line. Thankfully, Murder Line made the pass, so that's not their jammer in the box. Family Jewels got the star pass, so they're not losing their jammer. Boomer picking up another 4, skating by. We've got about 20 seconds left in this jam. Oh, it looks like we got a track cut penalty on Ohio Family Jewels, which means that it is going to be a power star. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's Family Jewels is in the penalty box. She was the pivot for Ohio who was wearing the stripe and was wearing the star, but then got the jammer penalty called. So, and again, we've had two consecutive 20-point scoring jams for California. So, Enemy Lou Harris wearing the pivot stripe, but it is Bubbles who is out in front and is taking advantage of the power jam start. Family Jewels will begin as the jammer for Ohio, but will try to hand it to Enemy Lou Harris, who's had a very good day against California, as she had a very good day earlier against Trans Roller United. Or Trans United Roller, I'm sorry. But Family Jewels now star in hand out of the penalty box. Bubbles has lead jam designation, obviously can call it off at any time. We have an even minute between the jam clock and the period clock. So jam clock currently at 1:05, period clock at 2:05. And it is a power jam opportunity for Ohio. And Enemy Lou Harris has been given the star. So this is an interesting opportunity. Perhaps the conquest is no longer in question, but Ohio's got the ability with one of their 2 really strong jammers to see what they can do in the final 40 seconds of the jam. Looks like that is the only skater in the penalty box, so a full pack for both teams. Family Jewels just dropped Buguji. The power jam now over. Bubbles out. Enemy Lou Harris in chase mode. Both jammers have tallied 4 points so far. Again, this jam will run the length of the jam clock, which is at 8-7-6-5. So both jammers able to come through. So it looks like both will tally 8, but nobody else will score any points. And we are under a minute to play. Interesting, neither team has used a timeout in the second half.
Figure out MVP in the next, 20 seconds.
So I'm going to let you do that, and I'm going to call, because my guess is it's a member of your squad. We're just having some MVP discussions behind the scene. But so this will likely be the final jam of the contest. California looks to win, coming in as the favorite. And so that is Rhodes Warrior, who is one of the captains. And gets Devious Diva, and Devious Diva is going to be called for the track cut. Yep. Just got, I don't think she knows that she was called for the track cut. Maybe she wasn't called for the track cut. So that's very interesting, because I thought I saw a track cut and I thought I saw the penalty being assessed. But Devious Diva gets through the pack and is scoring points. And the game is now over. I would say Boomer. I would say Boomer.
All right, I'm
Fine.
Yes, Boomer?
All right, so the MVP, so California wins 259 to 129. And the MVP we've decided is going to be Malaboomer of SoCal Roller Derby. It could have been any number of California skaters, as their pack play was exceptional. And mostly their pack play was really good just from an offensive standpoint. They were able to carve holes for the jammers, but the jammers were able to execute. And both Hardcore, Malaboomer go back-to-back 20-point scoring jams to help conclude the contest. So, again, a very strong showing by Team California. So, I am Kent the Politician, and am signing off for Say. Not sure where Say is at the moment, but she was the voice of California, and I'm the voice of Ohio. And you've just watched Ohio play its second bout, California play its first bout. Say is coming